Live and in humongous color from west of the Rockies, it's Let's Make It Bacon with Ace. So this is an update to probably going to be a combined video. So this is probably a second intro to the same video, but oh well, that's okay. It's another day, so that would be the reasoning why. Took a couple days off, been feeling like crap. My neck has been causing me issues, but that's just par for the course. I got a bad neck. Had 2 discs replaced maybe 8 months ago, and every once in a while I get inflammation and it just, flares up. So, has there been any progress since the last clip? Well, no. I was out of town for a day, and yeah, just overall slow. So what am I doing today? So I got pretty much the sides are done. The front and the back are not done. I got some junk on the front here that I need to clean off, so that's why I got the power washer, pressure washer. I'm going to be not running that from that ladder. I'm going to be just having the machine there and running it from up top. Pressure wash the front fiberglass portion, and then that's going to probably dry for the entirety of the day. Reason being is because I have not decided on how I want to cap that off. And just the silicone alone isn't going to be enough. You need some physical anchors. I don't know whether to do it at the top, anchor it off, or come down, a few inches and anchor it off there. Probably thinking about it, it'll probably be at the top portion, so just right, off the wood, right onto the fiberglass, and then a cap. What am I going to cap it with? Well, I was looking on Home Depot's website. It's an hour away. I love going an hour away. It sucks, but that's what you get for living in the country. I've got hardware stores, but they just don't, they don't have all the SKUs. They just have literally the basics to make stuff work. And they're not a superstore. So what I was looking at on Home Depot was a 1.5 to 1 3/4. I'll probably do 1.5. But hell, I could do 1 3/4. You never know. PVC flat plate, essentially. So 1/4 inch thick, 1.5 to 1 3/4 inch wide, and then 8 feet long. And I would then silicone down the Tyvek and, bring it over, out of order. Bring it, silicone, bring it over, squeegee it out, and then from there, use that PVC strip to anchor it down. So, it sucks, but drill some holes, drill some holes in both the PVC and the fiberglass cap. And then from there, screw it down, so that'll hold the Tyvek, and then from that point, also put a layer or 2 of silicone over the top of that, because PVC is definitely, going to degrade in time, and the silicone will definitely at least try to protect it with that. So that's kind of the idea that I have at the moment. But I'm going to pressure washer it off today, leave it for the day, and then do that tomorrow. Reason being is because any water that just, happens to get underneath there, that needs to evaporate before I seal this up. The last thing I need to do is be an idiot and try to seal it up without it. And there's too much silicone particles, little dry silicone particles from scraping it and stuff, for me not to wash it. I was going to just wipe it down, but it needs to be washed so that all those little particles are gone, so I get ultimate adherence. I could sand it, but I don't want to sand it. I'll just cap it. So I need to do that, and then tomorrow I'll also pick up other stuff, including a foam pool noodle. I might actually be able to show you that on the back. That's one thing that I have that is a little bit different. So on the front and the back, I've got, well, on the back now, but on the front soon, I want a way to protect the Tyvek from the wood. Focus. So I've got a pool noodle wedged in there. This is, I think the middle is a whole one, and the sides are half because they, they just don't fit either way. But that's just to create some space. There we go. Some space between the wood and the Tyvek, so as it comes over, there's, it's already got the butylene tape on the top, so that's a cushion, but also just so that it doesn't cut on the bottom, and also provide some form to where if water goes, water comes, and it won't just sit in some kind of trough, that it kind of goes whoop over and then down. So that's another reason behind it there. As you can see, some silicone over the top of it, doing exactly that, except for it's troughing right there because the Tyvek's not there. But what I'll do is I'll either fill with silicone and then pull the Tyvek over, or I'll just pull the Tyvek over. But I might do fill that in with some silicone as well. And then this part attaching that's going to be the very last thing because of the ladder. Getting up and down on here, rolling it out. So I'm going to, I'll roll it out, get the multiple layers, probably 3 layers of silicone, rolled out on top after I get the front down. And this will be the last thing because I'll clean this off, and then this will be the end point. And I won't have this ladder here. I'm going to have the other one and be just standing on the very tippy top of it, and siliconing that down, then cutting it off. And I might buy another strip of that PVC I'm talking about to do the same thing. The silicone is good, adhesive is good. They have that tape stuff that you can buy for $1 million on Amazon, the forever tape that they use on RVs. But in reality, a combination of silicone that's movable and physical anchors is going to be the best possibility overall. Another possibility I might do is so I'm either going to anchor it here, so it'll go this way over, or I'll pull it down and anchor it on top and go this way. I'm thinking that more. Yeah, sorry, tapping it just to see. There's thicker here. Maybe. I gotta find out where there's something I can actually anchor into. But yeah, that's kind of the deal with that. So I'm gonna get up there, power wash the front, get all the bugs and junk and guts and all that stuff off of it, so that I can tomorrow I can go down to Home Depot at open, pick up that PVC, bring it back, and by the time I get back, the dew will be evaporated off the roof, and then I can silicone on the front there. That is another thing that people don't realize, is that there's dew here, and you have dew in the morning. And so working on the roof in the morning, it is the best time for getting away from the heat. But the days I come out that I want to start early, guess what? I don't get to start early because the dew is down. And either that makes the surface here incredibly slick, or it makes the silicone incredibly slick, or it makes it so that stuff doesn't want to adhere. So that is a thing that, because I do terrible with the heat, but I do terrible with, slipping and falling on slick surfaces. And that's everyone. That's not just me. So that's kind of where I am right now. Yeah, so I'm going to pressure wash this. It is mostly dry. Mostly. I say that in that voice because that's the truth. But I'm just going to be walking along the center, and the front's mostly dry. And then I'll spray it off from up there and go from there. So that's it for now. All right, next up on the docket here is to do a test of the emergency broadcast system. Nah, just kidding. The generator. So 2 spark plugs. The other ones I put back in, but you know, it had a little bit of carbon on it. Not much though. But when I first fired this generator up, the smoke coming out the tailpipe, you could just tell. I mean, it's burning oil. You've got oil here in the bottom, just you know, camping. It is, you know, collected and sludged all over in there. Yeah, it's pretty bad. The air filter is absolutely ridiculously awful, but I am going to be having that in there because I am going to be doing some cleaning of the oil down here today, and to be able to click this in and have it seal so that water's not just going in there, I need to have that old air filter in there. But when I change the old air filter to the new one, I will show you, and I think that you will be shocked and amazed, because I was shocked and amazed. It was, I mean, just incredibly dirty. Just insane that how just filthy this is. Oh, no way. This is it has a choke. Oh, wow. Yeah, learning things. Because I was about to say, and there's a hole right out the back that just, air can just go right on in, and it's like, oh, isn't that on the wrong side of the air filter? And it's just, you know, yeah, that's why, is because hold on. Well, what we're going to do a compression test here. So I have not done it once, so you and me are going to see it together. But let me show you on this what I'm talking about. So you got the air filter, and you look at it and you're like, holy sin. Well, let me just make it more dirty by dropping it on the ground like an idiot. But this is just, I mean, it is filthy. Filthy filth. And the foam is, I mean, it's missing a chunk out here. It's kind of gone to garbage. Even this side's pretty screwed up. You know, but yeah, so but I was looking, and I was like, oh, there's a hole that goes right outside. Wonder what that is. So here's a little flippy switch. Oh, that's oh, it closed it. That makes more sense. It's a choke. It's a choke. That's exactly what it is. So this engine has been taken in air directly from the outside, because I'm trying to figure out which. Yeah, I mean, man, just don't know which direction. If you know which direction the air goes, whether it goes in through that tube on the top, or whether it goes through this side, well, that's the carburetor. So I mean, yeah, that's it. So that's pulling air from somewhere else. But yeah, so it's just that was pure. Like when I looked, it was fully open. So we're just gonna bypass the air filter. I understand why, because you think air's getting through that? The oil-soaked, completely dirty air filter? I don't think so. No. Oh, okay, never mind. Yeah, so the air would be going in. So yeah, it would be that the engine wasn't getting unfiltered air, quote unquote, but it was getting more air than it should have, because yeah, the air would go into the carburetor, not out of the carburetor and through the air filter and stuff. So sorry, brain has to work. But yeah, it definitely is interesting though. I wonder if, well, I guess being the way it was, you know, the other way would choke it. So maybe that is the way it's supposed to go. But yeah, I'm learning. Still learning. All right, let me put in my other headphones so I don't blow my ears out when we do this test. And of course, I didn't plan ahead to where, yeah, that's just gonna fall down. All right, let me put my safety glasses on, get hearing and eye protection, because like that, I can't. All right, okay, ready, set, go. All right, so let's look at it straight on. So one, that's pretty much on the bar. I think that's 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that's 20. So that's what we're looking at compression wise. It's not the worst I've ever, seen or heard of, but I don't know what the compression is supposed to be on here. So I'm gonna go take a looky-loo and see. One of the things too that I just noticed, and I don't know whether it's equipped and attached or not, and I don't know how to swap it over if it is, but yeah, the spark gap has to be different. So I'm guessing that it would have to be whatever to make it work with liquid propane. But that's pretty cool though. So there are models of this that with changes can do liquid propane. But I've got a generator that actually does both and no need to swap over. However, I will never use gas in it because I want to run it just on propane. So it's a 3500. This is a 5500, 5000, 5500, one of the two. I believe it's a 5K. It's funny because even their stickers, they do it for multiple models, so you don't exactly know. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. So we got our first compression test, and that's what we have. I'm gonna release it and do it again off camera, just because that'd be really boring video to watch. I'm gonna do it 3 times just to make sure that it's consistent, and that will be our before. And then I'm going to add in on this cylinder some Marvel Mystery Oil, because that's what I was reaching for. There it is. Spark plug. You can tell that it's bypassing oil, not just because of the smoke, but because of the condition of the spark plug. So there is issues with the spark plug in general. So I think that it is a combination of shite burn. Can you focus? For the love of everything holy. Shite burn and stuff like that. But if you look at that electrode. Does that electrode look like it's on a tilt? Kind of a tilt to you? It does to me. And I think that this just oil and gas soaked garbage it is nasty. Like the other one is just, it's a little carboned up, but this is terrible. So this might be the problem alone, but I'm going to put some Marvel Mystery Oil in there, and then I'm also going to change the oil, put some new oil in, and run it through the oil system as well to see if I can get this cleaned up. But that's the initial compression. So we'll see after I do some work on it, new spark plugs, new oil filter, new air filter, Marvel Mystery treatment, whether that will improve that. But I will bring it back and let you know if it gets better than this next time, but I'm betting that this is it. So, but thanks all for watching this, and I'll update you if I do anything else here. Thanks. Well, I thought I should better show you the difference between the two plugs. So, yeah. Yeah, so as you can see, they're pretty different as far as how they look. But see if we can save this engine and turn it into a workhorse again and go from there. So overall, when it starts, blue smoke, ticket. So that's what we're at the moment. So I'm gonna let this, even though it sounds like crap, well, first I'm gonna shut it off. I'm gonna check the oil. Let me shut it off when I talk for a second. Cancer. All right, but after I get into this, so I'm going to check the oil. After I do that, I'm going to start it back up and run it for, I don't know, 5 minutes or so, let the engine warm up, and then I will do a hot compression test. I have removed the air filter just because I wanted to see, all right, what kind of smoke are we going to get without the air filter. So I've got that removed for the moment. But I'm going to check the oil, and then I will show you what we get for after the hot compression. Well, I started to realize that before I heat this thing up, I better change the oil, because it's interesting, because it seems brown on there. Give me a second. Hold on. There we go. But it is black and really full of junk. So, got the oil bucket out here. I'm going to change the oil and then run it. And probably change the oil filter too. Just to make sure that there's no reason that oil isn't getting delivered at the speed that it needs to. I'll pick up a new oil filter tomorrow, but this oil change isn't going to be lasting long. This oil change is going to be running, Marvel Mystery Oil to clean up some of the junk that's in there. So that's kind of the plan right now. So I'm going to get the oil change done. All right, changed the oil filter, and got it warmed up. Now we are ready to see what the compression is. Hot. That's it. So about 114, I'm thinking. Between 110 and 115. Hot. So now, so we'll move on to the next. All right, the Marvel Mystery Oil break-in has begun. There's Marvel Mystery Oil in the oil. There was some Marvel Mystery Oil that was put in on the pistons and allowed to sit after. It wasn't a super hot soak. It was, generally hot soak on top of the pistons for about 20 minutes apiece. And then did a slow drip at first to do through the carburetor intake, and then did a drowned of it where it did a full hot soak through the intake. And now we're about 60 seconds in to it clearing everything out. And we're going to give it a run time of about 20 minutes. It does have new oil. It does have a new oil filter. I don't have the new air filter in there, just running it kind of raw at the moment. But I'll give it a few minutes to clear all that junk out. See what it does after everything's warmed up and cleared out. So see you in a few minutes. Alright, so although it's still making the tapping noise, this tapping noise is on and off. It's not all the time, but it definitely does it. But as you can see, There's no more white smoke or gray smoke or smoke coming out of that exhaust. Now this is after an oil change. Oil change with Marvel Mystery Oil put in at about 20%, maybe a little bit less. And also 2 hot soaks with Marvel Mystery Oil put in and then sucked out after 15 or 20 minutes into the cylinders through the spark plug hole. Actually, no, just one of those. Just one of those now I'm thinking about it. 20 minutes. And then the two treatments is took off the air filter dingus, or bent it back, and then used a syringe or a flavor injector, as those at Walmart would call it. It's a big flavor injector, and I injected some Marvel Mystery Oil flavor into the engine, and then did a slow drip for half, and then pushed it hard to choke out the engine, shut it down, let it set 20 minutes, start it back up. So I did that twice, and now we're at about an hour and a half of it running. At about an hour, there was still smoke coming out. Not much though. At an hour and 15 or so, that's when she cleaned up. So obviously that Marvel Mystery Oil is doing something on the inside there to clean up the cylinder, to make it so that it's not just burning oil. So we'll run it for another couple hours, and then tomorrow we'll check the cold compression, and I'll be swapping out the spark plugs with the new ones, going to Home Depot, and also to fix pick up the additional stuff for the roof, to see if we can move that another step. It's a slow process, but it's one to where, I'm learning as I'm going along, and I'm forgetting, oh yeah, I'm going to need this and this and this. But that's part of the learning process. Just got to enjoy it. My load that I'm putting on it, instead of just no load, putting 1500 watts heater, and so that's running it not at idle. That's another thing I was thinking, is like, I need to make sure that I'm burning this stuff and getting it cleaned up at hot, not at idle. Heat this sucker up, get it warm, and so far it's worked well. I just hope that we'll see if this tick goes away or not. It could be just vibration, but I'm not thinking so. But I'll also be doing, after a few hours of this with the Marvel Mystery, I'll do an oil change. Again, because I guarantee that oil's, kind of nasty. When I checked the oil on the dipstick, the oil was actually still pretty dang clean. So I'm not sure. But we'll run it for another couple hours, let it keep doing its magic, see what happens. But that's all for today. I'm gonna get to work on the rest of the stuff tomorrow. Try to turn in early, relax a little bit. But tomorrow I'll get you some roof stuff, and maybe some progress on that, and then as well as see if we do a cold compression, another hot compression test on this guy, see what she's at. So that's all for now. Hope you have yourselves a good night. Thank you, or day. Thank you for subscribing and thumbs upping and ringing the bell and all that stuff. Appreciate the comments. I'm going to get a response to those tomorrow, and go from there. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Goodbye.